So Karrion Kross has been released from WWE, which is kind of crazy. He came out with a tweet saying, hey, life is fighting, right? Name of his book, by the way, who knows? And then he says that he's accepting bookings. Scarlett also said she's accepting bookings, and basically said at the end of his tweet, he said, see you all again soon. So we are to believe that Karrion Kross is no longer with WWE, which I think is kind of crazy, not gonna lie. You know, there has been this We Want Kross movement on social media. People are chanting for him. He's getting pops. He's selling merchandise. And apparently he's out of the company. This could very much be a work. But let's take it for face value. If he were to be not with the company anymore because his contract was ending about this week, that's just kind of crazy. The WWE saw somebody selling merch, getting people excited for him, and they said bye. I feel like that's everything against what it is to be, a company that says they listen to their fans. I think that's just kind of nuts in my idea. I think Karrion Kross, I've enjoyed him. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, we want Kross, and they're like, how dare you want Kross? Ugh. I'm in the camp where I'm like, hey, I'm a fan of his work. He does some great promos. I think I'm not someone who's a wrestler that can speak on someone's in-ring performance. He's had some good matches, and then there's matches where it's like, okay, that was a match. Why are we so critical on things that we don't even know about? But I do think that if this is goodbye for Karrion Kross and Scarlett in WWE, I would love to see what Killer Kross is going to do in other companies. I think it'd be really cool to see him in TNA again. That's where I was introduced to him, and I thought he was cool. He was in Lucha Underground. That was also really cool. He just had some little documentary pop up about him, and he was talking about how Bray wanted Kross and the Righteous to be an extension of the Wyatt family at one point. That would have been so cool, and can still somewhat happen in a way, or at least with Kross and the Righteous outside of the WWE. So who knows? I just think, at the end of the day, if this is what's happening and he has been released, and same thing with Scarlett, if their contracts didn't get renewed, I just think it's crazy for a company to see someone getting, the fans riled up for them, and then they're like, bye-bye. Which is why, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, is it real? Is it not? That's, up to, we'll see what happens. Hey, Ron Killings was gone, and then he came back, and then he's R-Truth again. That's another conversation. Let me know, what do you think? Are you on the team We Want Kross, or, are you excited to see what else he might be doing outside of the WWE?